Good morning, Inspiring Illuminators. It's me, Jennifer Engel, CEO and founder of Inspire and Illuminate. Coming to you this morning on Jaunt with Jen. And the topic today is energy. It's kind of interesting. Most people, I've been thinking about this. My quote today was, "Purpose propels us forward." And that also started to get me to think about energy, which I've probably been thinking about for years, if you really want me to be honest. Several years ago, I actually sat down at my computer. The Dalai Lama, and I think it was scientists from China or somewhere, did like a 3-day conversation about energy. Energy outside of ourselves, renewable energy, how energy works. And I just absorbed it like a sponge. I've got a notebook full of notes sitting in my dining room bookshelf. So I've been studying energy and thinking about energy for a while, but I thought more about the flow of energy and how it runs through a system. But I didn't, and there were times where I thought about where does energy come from. And obviously it comes from the sun, which the plants take that energy and they convert it. And then we eat the plants, or we eat the animals that eat the plants, and then we get energy from that. But what I've learned recently is that's just like one of 7 sources of energy. And the other thing that the world often likes to talk to me about is that what you see reflected without is also true reflected within. And then I thought about the chakra systems. Now I call it the Rainbow Bridge, and I didn't know that it was pets passing. I've always seen the Rainbow Bridge as like Jacob's ladder. The rainbow is God's covenant with us. And it's like the chakra system. There's like about 7 levels and possibly beyond. So then I started thinking about the chakra system and the Rainbow Bridge, and in regard to where we get energy. And I've also thought about myself as I get older. There are times I don't have as much energy as I did when I was younger. But then there's some days where I have lots of energy and other days I don't. When I watch other people, even younger people, there are times they have a lot of energy and there are times that they don't. And I started thinking, what is the difference between when we have lots of energy and when we don't? And here's what I came up with. At the very, very basic level, if you want to think about the root chakra, we get energy from food. Just like trees pull energy from the soil, we pull energy from plants and animals. Unless you're vegetarian, then it's just plants. Okay? We let them collect the energy for us. And then we kind of like, I don't want to say steal, but we do, the energy from them. So that's the very basic level of where energy comes from. As we move up the Rainbow Bridge, up the chakra system, now we're coming into the sacral area, which, whatever, it's just life. Birds and bees stuff, is sexuality. We get energy through that type of connection. Then, if you go from the root chakra to the sacred chakra, and you move up into the solar plex, which is the stomach, which represents self-confidence, that is another place we get energy. When people give us attention. for the gifts and the skills and the things that we can do. The other way, in addition from getting attention, is moving. It's when we do things, either exercise for our body, and or when people give us attention for the actions, the things we do, the gifts and the talents that we have. That's a third way we get energy. Moving up the rainbow bridge, moving up the chakra system, you move from root to sacral to solar plex to heart. And we get energy when we love, when we appreciate, when we have gratitude. That's another place we get energy. Now, the other place, when you move up from root to sacral to solar plex to heart, you move into the throat, into the breath, the very breath of life. Breathing creates energy. If you combined the solar plex chakra and the throat, or I call it breathwork chakra, now you have fire and you have air, which almost or water, which creates steam. So when you exercise, you're almost like combining those two, and that doubles your energy, right? And maybe you're combining those two, and maybe you even get attention for it because people are looking at you in the gym or cheering you on in a marathon or in your dance competition or sports. Now you're multiplying your energy times 3 because you're using 3 different chakras or areas at the same time. Then you move up into your third eye, which is our connection to, I'm gonna break it down. Your third eye, which is the purple chakra, you move into there, and when you dream, when you think about the good things, when you remember positive things, you get excited, you get energy. And then you break through the crown chakra, and if you're connected to source or the universe or whatever, fill in the blank for whatever name you want to call it, now you get energy directly from source, and it flows through you. If you have a block, if you want to think about your chakras as like a faucet that you turn on and off. If you have a block, if you have one of those turned off, it's kind of like a kink in the hose. That's where the energy stops. And it can actually flow both ways. It can flow inside out and outside in. So that's why it's so important, I think, to turn on or clear the blocks in those different chakra areas. Because also, if you think about the hose as being more like a water balloon, like one of those long skinny ones, and you kink it, then the pressure builds up in that area. And what happens is first you feel an emotion from that pressure, negative. Then you have negative thoughts. And then it comes out as discomfort or dis-ease in your body. That's how it works. Starts on the vibrational level, moves up to the emotional level, goes into your mind, and the last place it comes out is your body, physically. So energy comes from many different sources. Food, drinks, is just a very minor source. So if you want to increase your energy, yes, eat healthy. You know, people do say that vegetarian is probably a better diet, but Your body knows what it needs. So instead of following any diet, I say the follow what your body needs and wants diet. And I would say that the more chakras or whatever that open, your dietary needs, tolerances will change as you change. That's why I don't believe, but again, no judgment, you do what's right for you, that we can't really follow a specific diet because we're always like in flux. We're always in flow. Okay? So, step number 1 where we get energy, food and drink. Step number 2 is sexuality. Creativity. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be sex with self or someone else, although, that can be fun. It could also be the act of just creating. So it could be through art, through working with automobiles, through cooking. Okay, it doesn't have to be just sex. It could be creativity. Creating something, first by the self, but then if you're doing it with somebody else, now you are creating a circuit of energy and you are multiplying that energy. That's why we often feel that we might have more energy when we're around others. But there's a difference. You have to be careful. As long as you're creating a circuit where you're both growing the energy from positivity, excitement, or whatever, then that actually grows the energy. And the opposite can be true too. You could be around someone or many people, and it can drain your energy because there might be negativity or taking without giving. It's not a circuit, it's more of a drain. So you do need to be careful when you are around a person or people. Make sure they are contributing to your energy with positivity and giving you as much attention as you give them. Then that grows the energy. But if you're around someone who just says, look at me, and they don't really contribute to you, that's going to drain your energy and not be a circuit. So again, root system, food and water, sacral system, sexuality, creativity. The third system is self-confidence, where maybe you're actually exercising, you're actually producing the things you're creating, you're in movement, right? And then people are appreciating what you do, and you need to do that for yourself. Yes, it can increase when people recognize you for what you create or do, but you also need to be happy just doing it, whether people recognize you or not. But it does help when people recognize you and appreciate you. So then find those people. Find those people who recognize, appreciate you, and where you guys are a circuit, where they're giving to you, but you're also giving back to them, and then you're just growing. Where you're combining your talents and gifts like a puzzle piece, and just really appreciating each other for that. So root system, energy source 1, food and water, drinks. Energy source 2, sexuality, creativity. Energy source 3, actually physically doing things, whether it's exercise or actually creating the thing you want to create. And recognizing yourself and others. Energy source 4 is the heart, where you are making connections with others, and you just have this love and gratitude and compassion. And that could be with people, it could be with nature, it could be with the hobby you're doing, it could be with a pet, anything that makes your heart just open and swell. Energy. Throat chakra, breath, just breathing. Some people do breath work. Some people exercise to get the breath into their whole body. I definitely have to run, because I have found that if I'm just walking throughout the day, my breath might stop at my lungs or my diaphragm. But if I actually kind of jog a little bit or dance, I can literally feel it break past my diaphragm and get into my whole body. And that's where you're going to find the most energy. And then it's also like creating steam. Fire plus air and water, poof, there goes energy. Have you ever noticed that when you sit down all day, you're more tired than when you actually get up and move all day? That's because you're creating a flow, you're creating a circuit in your own body. And when you actually stop, especially when you sit, you're literally in that 90-degree angle, you're putting a kink in the hose. So you get tired because the energy stops. That's why I think we really need to revamp the education system or the office system. We literally, if we really want to increase our students and our employees' productivity, we need to get them moving. I don't know if you need to put treadmills in front of everybody or bikes or whatever, but none of this just sitting. That actually hampers creativity and energy. And when you are in flow, it's actually easier to communicate and to learn, because now you're more in play, and that's been scientifically proven. All right, so again, energy source 1, food and drink. Energy source 2 is going to be sexuality, creativity. Energy source 3 is going to be actually moving and doing and being recognized first by yourself, then others for the moving and doing. Energy source 4 is the heart, gratitude, positivity, anything that causes your heart to swell or melt or whatever. Energy source 5, breath work. They literally have breath work classes, through exercise, through communicating with others, because it creates a connection. It creates a circuit. Energy source 6 is dreaming, thinking, planning, imagining, because those dreamings, plannings, imaginings get you excited for the future. Now it's going to be really important, if your mind thinks negative, to practice script flipping. I have a really general script flipped on my YouTube channel, so if I can remember, I'll put that link below. And I also talk about what script flipping is, I believe, in one video, so hopefully I can find that and put that in the link below. And then last, being open to source, universe, flow. Just trusting the universe, taking that leap of faith that the universe really does have your back. And it has your back based on your thoughts and your beliefs. This is how I've seen it work. So that is true if you think positive and feel well and feel good. Then the universe shows that to you more. The universe, I'll be honest, is a lot more neutral than I think people would like to believe. And then when you have negative thoughts and negative feelings, then the universe has your back is not going to look true, and you're going to call BS. The other thing is, the more you have all of that going for you at all times, the more flow, the more energy you're going to have. The more you're sharing all of that with another person or a group of people, then the more energy you're going to have. You're going to magnify that. But the key becomes that they have to be contributing and not taking. So again, go back to those questions that I constantly tell people to ask themselves. How is this interaction with this thing or this people or this group making me feel in the moment? And over time. Because there are some things that feel really good in the moment that over time make you feel like shit or drain your energy. Or cause separation between you and other people who actually give you energy. Okay? So how does it make me feel in the moment and over time? It should be at the very least neutral, but at the very best positive. Okay? If it makes you feel negative, consider not doing it. Now, there are some things, like eating healthy, that might taste or feel negative, but then ask how it makes your body feel. And there are other times where eating healthy might actually make your body feel like shit. There are some times where my body loves eating healthy and it feels really good. And then there are other times, and I talked to somebody else about this, who, if we eat like all this fiber and great stuff for us the first thing in the morning, we feel like crap the rest of the day. So constantly monitor your experiences with food, with sexuality, with creativity, with hobbies, with work, with your connections with others, with your experiences. How does it make you feel in that moment and over time? And here's the second one, which goes with my talk. Does it give you energy? And if so, what kind? Okay? There are generally two kinds of energy once you go away from being more balanced. There's like service to self and service to others. And you really want it to be balanced. If it's only service to self, either you're doing that to someone or they're doing it to you, you're going to experience division. You're going to experience dividing. You're going to experience lack. You're going to experience anxiety, fear, jealousy, guilt. Okay, so if they or you are too much in service to self, it'll generally go and feel negative and drain your energy. The other can happen too, service to others, if others are taking from you without giving back. So you want to consider the service to others because it can do the same thing. But generally, if you're sharing an experience with somebody, it should increase your energy. And if it doesn't multiply energy, increase your energy, increase confidence, alleviate fear, bring on courage, bring on acceptance, bring on self-confidence, bring on connection, bring on open, honest, non-judgmental communication, then you want to think about that. So again, energy comes from food, drink, sexuality, creativity, actually action, exercising, putting together the creation, the act of it. It comes from compassion, connection with self and others, don't forget to connect with yourself. Because if you can't connect with yourself, others are going to have a hard time connecting with you. It comes from communication. It comes from the breath. It comes from dreaming. It comes from imagining. And it comes from connecting with the universe, the universal force. Okay? So this was just something that I was thinking about. As we get older, we say that we become less energetic. But the one thing is, that's not a law. That's just a belief. There's a quote that we get, let's see, what is it? Basically, the end of the quote is what I'm remembering, which is the most important. We get old because we stop playing. We get old because we stagnate. We're just stuck or locked in one belief, in one chakra. That's why we get old. That's why we lose energy. You don't have to lose energy as you get old. That's a choice. And so if you know how energy is produced, then you have a choice to open up and participate in increasing your energy. Not just through food and drink. And as you get older, you may or may not want to participate in sexual activities anymore. But creativity. By creating something, a painting, artwork, cooking, an automobile class, knitting, coding. Just keep learning and creating. That increases your self-confidence. Share your creations with others. Most people don't like social media, but social media is just a tool. And it's the person behind the tool. You know, use it to uplift people, to increase your self-confidence and theirs. You know, keep in contact with people and with things that just really open or swell your heart. You know, keep communicating with people and connecting. Keep talking, keep breathing, keep imagining, keep playing. That's how you keep and create your energy. And if you are around people who are draining your energy, you have a choice to stay in that moment and be with them, or disconnect, recharge your own battery, and then connect with them again. But if they keep taking and taking and taking, consider spending less time with them and more time with those who increase your energy. I hope this talk has helped somebody today, so that you can use your own sources of energy to first help yourself and then help those around you. Because now, more than ever, the world needs it, and it needs you. Peace and blessings.